This is how I did my hair for my Hakari Kinji cosplay. I'll talk about the products I used, how I applied them, and why it looks a little bit fake. Before we get started, here are 3 pieces of knowledge or discourse that pop up every time my Hakari videos get some traction. To my knowledge, and from the information that Gege has given us, Hakari is a Japanese teenager inspired by teenager and children delinquents in Japan. And this delinquency subculture in Japan in real life is inspired by African American and hip hop culture as well as black stereotypes. So yes, that does inherently just contribute to Hakari's design. Number 2, I've already made 2 videos dissecting Hakari's hair color. If you want, you can find those videos on YouTube or TikTok. So far, we've only seen one picture of him having black hair with some sort of locks or twists, and then we've seen some art with him with blonde hair, and that's the only thing that's been confirmed. We still don't have any official explanation as to why his hair color looks purple or pink on volume 18. But again, I'm just a cosplayer cosplaying with creative interpretation. And lastly, please don't spam me on how I pronounce Hakari. I have a video on that as well if you're curious. So with my most recent Hakari look, I styled my hair with hair wax and hair colorant, but let's backtrack a bit. So for my initial Hakari look, I mixed magenta hair wax, white hair wax, and purple hair wax to get a general color to match the colors on the manga cover. And when I applied those colors to my hair, which was naturally black, it shifted to purple. And that's legitimately why I go with this kind of purple, blue-violet theme for my Hakari. That's the only reason why. I tried going lighter and pinker, but it doesn't really hold up against my hair color, and it ends up just looking faded and ashy and not really good. And then to touch things up, I will add some lavender hair chalk on top of it to enhance the colors that it's giving off. And this was a tip that I got from my mutual sewing silly, so go check out her content. She has a lot of great stuff. But as you can see, my hair now is not just black. I had it bleached back in November. It's been growing out ever since to prepare to cosplay Hakari again, and I also had it trimmed, so now there's a lot more black showing. And it kind of creates this natural gradient, which Hakari technically also has. And another thing that I've mentioned is that Hakari's hair on the cover of volume 18 has both pink and purple tones. And this time around, instead of using white hair wax, I tried blending my hair with purple and magenta hair wax with white hair colorant, which is a liquid which helps to coat your hair even better. When I applied the first layer of the hair product mixture, my hair came out pink. But it still created a natural gradient following the darkness of my hair to the lightness of my hair, creating more purpley tones at the bottom. From there, I decided to make another mixture and make it a bit more purple, but I also left some parts of it unblended. And this left me with a variety of hues that were more white, more purple, and more pink. And I didn't take a picture of it during the process, but here's a look at the dried up plate that I used, and you can still see some of the different tones that I had going on. So then I took that new mixture and placed it near the top of my head around here and kind of spread it out, hoping that it would create maybe some sort of illusion that there's pinker tones at the top and purple tones at the bottom. So it's subtle, but depending on the camera that I use and the lighting situation, you really can see the variety of colors. As for it looking kind of pixelated or fake, there's a few things going on there with that. Number 1, I did film that video in TikTok and it used digital zoom, so I literally was getting pixelated. Number 2, as I said, I used a variety of colors and I didn't completely blend all of them in, so you're gonna get some blocks of colors, which makes it look pixelated. And then the last thing is I had some trouble styling my hair because it was a bit too soft yet dry, and so my hair wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, which made for some indentations, which added to the texture of the entire thing. So if I were to get the same effect with a blank slate, like if I just had completely black hair, I would maybe start with my 3 colors, the magenta, the purple, and the white, and then make 3 different colors based off of that mixture. So I'd make a more purple mixture, a mid-tone, and then a more pink mixture. I would take the purple and work my way around at the bottom of my hair and kind of lighten it up, put in that mid-tone level around here, and go to the top, and then at the very, very top, put that really light pink and kind of blend it out. So that way you get a gradient, and when you style it, you get that effect of having purples and pinks and some dynamic coloring. Another option would be to use some sort of hair chalk or hair powder to go in and draw in the highlights or the shadows. Personally, in the past, that was just a bit too tedious and risky for me because I only put hair wax in my hair when I was going to film, and I didn't want to guess and mess up right before a big shoot. To recap, it was a little luck, a little color theory, and a little lighting.